So it looks like the current gen consoles are now officially dead. Xbox One, PS4, they are D-E-A-D dead. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. If you guys are finding me for the very first time, please do me a favor, smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys can stay up to date on all future content here on RSG Plays. So yesterday we got exclusive footage of Gotham Knights, and it really looks awesome. Like, I did this, massive breakdown talking about it and just how excited I am. The gameplay between Red Hood and Nightwing, like, it's absolutely phenomenal. But later on in that day, we got some news that pissed off a lot of people, and that is the fact that this game will not be on last gen consoles. That is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. This will be an Xbox Series and PS5 exclusive. How do I feel about that? Well, I know it pisses off a lot of people because there are a lot of people that still do not have one of the next gen consoles. And although I do feel your pain and I understand where you're coming from, I think this is the right direction to go. You look at a lot of games like Horizon Forbidden West and some of these other games, like Halo Infinite. These games kind of like came up short because they were still trying to fit this stuff on the last gen consoles. And I understand that you just can't go into a store and get a PS5, but you can go into a store and start getting some of these consoles like the Xbox Series S. You can go to a Best Buy, a Target, a Walmart. Chances are there is the Xbox Series S there. I went to 3 different stores last week just looking around for stuff. Wasn't even looking for a game console, and everyone I went had a stack of Xbox Series S's. Maybe you're not an Xbox fan. Maybe you don't want the Series S, but I think it's a good entry point into next gen. Now, a PS5 isn't that hard to find if you really want one. Like, I found one, I only paid $600 for it. Yes, I paid $100 more than retail price, but I got an extra controller, a game, and, I use it. Like, it's there. I have it if I want it, So it is accessible to get if you try hard enough. But the point I want to make here is that at some point, they have to abandon the last gen consoles, right? We go through this every generation. When the PS3 came out, like, oh my god, they're not making games for PS2 no more. When the PS4 came out, oh my god, they stopped making games for PS3. We are now almost 2 years into this next gen era, and they are still producing games on the last gen consoles, whether it be the PS4 or the Xbox One. So this coming holiday season marks the second year that the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles has been on market. And yes, I understand that they're still pretty hard to get sometimes, and I am not making any excuses for that, and I feel your pain. But at some point, as a developer, you have to move on to the next thing. You can't keep limiting yourself to the last gen hardware when you have the new gen hardware that can give you better frame rates, better resolution, better overall graphics. We see what they can do with the Unreal Engine 5 and the amount of stuff that they can do in this the current generation. So the last gen has to kind of be left behind. And even though that is something that's very sad to think about or talk about, when there's so many games for those consoles, we have to move forward. That's the way the gaming generation has always been. You have to move forward to the next thing. And now we see with Gotham Knights, they're like, look, this is not going to be on last gen console. This is going to be exclusively on next gen consoles. And I like that. Give me a solid 60 frames per second, up that resolution, do all that great stuff, and give me a really good next gen experience on the game. You can look at the gameplay, and a lot of people are like, well, this don't look next gen. But we're also looking at gameplay feed. We're not looking at this on the consoles, playing in real time on our 4K TVs. We don't see how the frame rate is going. Like, there's a lot of factors going in when you're looking at the gameplay compared to what the end product is actually going to be. For all we know, what we're looking at could be what the original model was for the last gen console, and they're like, this ain't working. We need to focus on next gen. We can't keep just handicapping ourselves. So yes, I understand it's a downer for a lot of people, but in my opinion, I think it's the right thing to do as we move forward to the next generation. And eventually we'll get these PS5s and stuff in store, just like we get the Series S. But if you haven't got a next-gen console, consider getting a Series S. They're actually really good little consoles, and it's a great entry point into the next generation. So that's what my thoughts on it, guys. I don't know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below, smash that like and subscribe button. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms. And that's my opinion.